for the victory lap though. Whoa, whoa, they ain't never seen nothing like this before. Lit the room when I came through the front door.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Hopefully you can hear me. I don't know what's going on with my microphone. It's being stupid right now. But hopefully you can hear me, and I had to change the setup a little bit here for a moment. The PC is not recognizing this microphone right now, so I don't know what's going on. Hopefully this works. Nonetheless, we're going to be taking a dive into the Taking of Deborah Logan, starring, well, what I consider the star of the show, Jill Larson. And this movie definitely kind of tugs at some strings here, and but it uses, once again, like I Saw Black Clouds, as a mental illness. But then it starts going into something that is more paranormal, as we've seen also with I Saw Black Clouds. Let me situate this a little bit different here. Nonetheless, this movie is definitely one that'll get some chills going down your spine. Here's a few still photos I took of this movie. I had issues finding an actual trailer that I could download, so I will link down below in the description some movie trailers if you would like to go and watch those. My computer right now is doing Windows Update, so if you hear a ding or something like that, that is what's going on. But nonetheless, let's take a dive into this film as I bring my microphone in closer so that maybe if I'm speaking directly into this, you'll be able to hear me. So, first of all, the visuals of this movie, the filming of this movie is spectacular. I thought that they did a lot of good things with the cinematography aspect of this movie. It definitely puts you into a very uncomfortable situation. Also dealing with the elderly and dealing with Alzheimer's and dementia is what I thought it was mainly going into here. And then going into something that, a little twist there. I'm not going to spoil the whole movie for those that want to watch this. As a spoiler-free review. But nonetheless, this movie definitely will have some pretty frightening imagery. Music was done okay. This is the only problem I have with this movie. And some people may think it makes it even more scary or more realistic, which some of the ways this movie plays out, it's not very realistic, but at the same time, the way they shot it put a realistic feel onto this movie, which is a docu movie. If you've seen these, the docu horror, kind of like Blair Witch Project, what is it? The Possession of Emily Rose, Paranormal Activity, things of that nature, then you know what I'm talking about and that aspect. This movie did some pretty amazing things, but some things were not so great. I thought that the story behind it was a little confusing at times. You don't know why this is happening to this woman. You find out at the end a little bit more, but you're still left. There goes my computer to let me know it's updated. You go into this situation where you kind of are a little confused, and it kind of takes away from the whole story with all of this incredible stuff and crazy stuff that's going on, and you're left wondering why. And that's probably one of the best aspects of this movie, is that it does leave you questioning what's going on, which makes you have a little bit of interest in the story, but at the end of the day, people are just waiting for those jump scares or the scary imagery. Excuse me. I will say this movie does have some originality because it's taking into the whole Alzheimer's or dementia aspect, um, which can be a confusing and scary time for people, but not this scary. This is absolutely in a whole nother realm of frightening. And the main character in the story, which is Jill Larson, which plays Deborah Logan, does an amazing job. Um, the deterioration of her, the way the makeup, the makeup in this movie, the special effects for the makeup artist is on point. It's very frightening. It's very reminiscent of what you would see an elderly person, unfortunately, that is starting to get older and lose themselves and start to get older, is very evident here in this film. And that could be the scariest part of the whole movie. Um, but nonetheless, this movie was done very well. There were some things I wish they would have changed a little bit, but for the most part, it was done well. Um, I completely threw that off of a frame there. Um, but nonetheless, it is still a very well done movie. I just think that, to be honest, it kind of left me a little disappointed. Stupid computer. And that may happen with a lot of you. You may watch this, and I believed a lot more. There was a lot more hype behind this movie. Move it down a little bit more, too. There was a lot of hype behind this movie. I had friends, I had people online that were saying, scariest movie of the year, it's creepy, blah, blah, blah. And I watched it, and I'm sitting here, and I'm like, yeah, that was a little bit creepy and a little bit scary for imagery sake. But the story didn't scare me. It didn't, it left even questions at the end of it, which may make room for a sequel. I don't know. Um, but at the same time, I was just like, okay, here we go. Um, so I think in that aspect that they kind of left the ending open for a possibility for a sequel is interesting. I don't know where they'll go with it. Well, I kind of know where they could go with it, but at the same time, it's one of those movies where you're like, seen that one. Um, if they do a sequel, seen that before. So I don't know. I don't know if they'll do a sequel, but if they do have a little bit of meat on the bones, I guess. But we'll just have to wait and see. So first of all, um, if you're wanting to watch this movie, it is for free right now. You can watch it on Tubi TV. I believe it was on Netflix for a while, and then it was removed, probably just to make space for newer movies, because this movie was released later on. Hold on. Excuse me. Had to sneeze right there, and I didn't want to blow your eardrums out. So, if you want to watch this, Tubi TV has it for free right now on their app. So you can watch it there. I believe it's on iTunes and a couple other websites. You'll just have to Google search that. Should be able to find it with no problem. Just remember, it is The Taking of Deborah Logan. I don't know why it's so hard for me to remember the name of it. I always forget The Taking, and I always forget that it's Logan and not Morgan. Deborah Morgan. It's not Deborah Morgan. Deborah Morgan was on it was one of the characters on the show Dexter. So for some reason it throws me off, and I always want to say Morgan, but it's Logan, Deborah Logan. The Taking of Deborah Logan. So this movie originally, I believe, was supposed to be titled The Taking, which I had heard about for many, many years. Back in the 2000s, early 2000s, coming out, going to be the scariest movie of all time. And I think it was originally supposed to be a haunting and possession type movie, and they turned it into this, and now it's called. And now I could be wrong. It could be a completely different movie, but I remembered hearing something about a movie called The Taking, and then The Taking of Deborah Logan came out, and it kind of revolved around some of the aspects of their original idea. So maybe they changed it. Maybe they didn't. Maybe it's a completely different movie. I don't know. But it was a well-rounded movie. If you want a little scare, if you want some scary imagery, a story that's a little kind of hit or miss for some people, then check it out. Also, the other individual, oh God, what's her name? Um, I'll remember it eventually, and the supporting actress, which is the daughter of Joe Larson's character, Deborah Logan. Um, she did a really good job as well in the movie. I've seen her in other movies as well, and TV shows. So she did really well. So a decent cast in this movie. Like I said, there's some hit or misses. This daughter trying to figure out what's going on with her mother, um, and it turns out it's a pretty good movie. I wouldn't rate it as a huge win for the horror industry, but I would say it's pretty good for what it does. I don't like, once again, when it's done right, like the Blair Witch Project. I do like docu movies, but this one struggled a little. I think it would have been better if it was just made into a straight up movie with great HD visuals and great special effects and stuff. I think it could have been a lot more than it was. Um, but nonetheless, it was okay. Here's the thing. I am giving The Taking of Deborah Logan. mm, this one's a hard one, but I think I'm going to actually be honest and give it a 6 out of 10. Now, 6 isn't horrible. 6 is not, don't waste your time, don't bother, never see this movie, it's horrible. A 6 out of 10 is above mediocre, um, but it's still in that medium. It's still in that, if you don't watch it, you really won't miss anything. But if you're a horror fan, you deserve to give it a watch at least and see how you feel about it. There's been others that have been just saying it's great, that it's an amazing movie, and there's other people that say it's absolutely horrible. Um, so I'm going to kind of sink in the middle there with that because there were some good aspects of it. There were some things that were kind of frightening psychologically, but also paranormally. So for that reason, that's why I'm giving it a 6 out of 10. So if you get time, check it out. It's a quick watch, or if you ride by a place that has it for rent, like a Redbox or something, I don't even know if they're still around. But if you see it and you're trying to find something to watch and you don't have Netflix or you don't have, excuse me, Tubi TV app or iTunes or iMovies or whatever they're called now on Apple TV, then yeah, just pick it up and give it it's a day rent. It's a quick watch. It's not something you're going to watch over and over and over again, I don't think. There might be a cult following eventually where people watch it more often than not, but for the most part, um, yeah, it's a decent watch if you're bored, if you have nothing else to watch, if you've already seen everything else um, that you're interested in, then just press the play button, watch it, and see what you think. So that's about it, ladies and gentlemen. I will be doing a review later on, once again, for this microphone. Um, and who knows, maybe some other stuff. We'll have to wait and see. But I hope you enjoyed the show. And yes, if you hear that in the background, I don't know if you do, because it's This mic is pretty good about blocking out noise, but those are the trash man outside emptying the dumpsters for the apartment. But nonetheless, thank you for tuning in to the Fraser Show, and I hope you will tune again once I do a review for this microphone and, I don't know, maybe even these headphones. I don't know. We'll just have to go with it as we can. Maybe this little contraption, this arm that I bought off of Amazon, do a little bit of a review for that. But there's many things coming down the line here on the Fraser Show. Once again, I advise you to go and check out Emerald Dragon Gaming on YouTube. There's also my friend's channel, Dino's Gaming. You can check that out. It's kind of hard to find his channel. There's a lot of, I didn't know it, there's a lot of creators going by the name Dino. So if you look for his little avatar profile picture, it's just a picture of a velociraptor, kind of like gray, and then in red writing it says Dino's Gaming. So look for that. He does wrestling shows over there and a few other little games here and there, but mainly wrestling. So if you're into 2K19 Universe mode, you can go check that out. And also my brother's YouTube channel called Darren Fraser, spelled the same way. He is on YouTube, and he's my older brother. And also, you can go over and check out the Jacked Gamer, which is my friend's channel on Twitch. He streams on Twitch. So if you want to go check his channel out as well, you can do so. I hope to hook up with him and do some more gaming in the future on his channel, and hopefully he can come over on the PlayStation and do some streaming on YouTube with me as well. So that's it, guys. That's the end of the show. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure to click that notification bell and the subscription button and the thumbs up. A lot of people don't use that method anymore. They don't use the thumb up. It helps. It helps with individuals that are trying to build a channel and a group here on YouTube. So make sure you go and do that for me, and I appreciate it. And we'll see you next time on Emerald Dragon Gaming and on the Fraser Show. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time, ladies and gentlemen. Bye for now.
For the victory lap, though. Whoa. They ain't never seen nothing like this before. Lit the room when I came through the front door. Asked me if I should overcome.